Hi, and here is number 3 in the top 5 reasons why everyone should practice meditation. And the number 3 reason why everyone should practice meditation is because meditation is able to do away with both physical and mental suffering. So in the last video I talked a little bit about some of the ways meditation can overcome mental suffering. I didn't talk at all about physical suffering, but it's important to understand about mental suffering that not only does meditation help you to understand mental suffering for what it is, instead of letting it escalate and snowball and become what we call depression or what we call anxiety or stress or all of these conditions which we end up taking medication for. Not only does it allow you to come back to realize that it's simply an unpleasant feeling in the mind, which is based on some attachment to reality as conceptual and so on and so on. Meditation also helps us to overcome this very rudimentary, unpleasant feeling in the mind, a feeling of sadness, a feeling of anger, a feeling of unpleasantness in regards to the reality as we experience it. Because at the moment when we experience things for what they are, we come to see that really there's nothing inside of ourselves or in the world around us which is either good or bad, which is worth holding on to or worth pushing away. We come to see things for what they are, as arising, staying with us for a short time, and then disappearing, coming and going. And we see that everything both inside of us and in the world around us is ephemeral. It's something which is like a bubble. It comes and it goes, it arises and it ceases. And when we see this, when we start to see things for what they are, we're using this clear thought and simply giving things their true name, giving things their true importance. So when we see something, saying that it's reminding ourselves that it's seeing. When we hear something, reminding ourselves that we're hearing. Instead of letting it become some noise or voice or insult or so on, something which is unpleasant to us, then the unpleasant feeling in the mind simply doesn't arise anymore. This is how meditation is able to very clearly do away with unpleasant mental sensations or mental suffering, we say. As for physical suffering, well, obviously in the beginning meditation is not able to do away with things like backaches or headaches or pain in the legs or any kind of sicknesses which we have in the body. But it is true that over time meditation can do away with many, if not all, of the physical sufferings which we face. First, many of the sicknesses in our body, all kinds of curable or even thought to be incurable diseases, have been cured through the practice of meditation. High blood pressure is a very obvious one, of course, but things like cancer and other kinds of seemingly incurable diseases have been cured through the practice, especially of walking meditation. This is one way that meditation is able to do away with physical suffering, is that it's actually able to do away with sicknesses through the concentration, through the release as well of the mind, of the influence of the mind over the body. Instead of stressing and clamping down on the body and forcing it into this or that unnatural state, instead allowing the body to be in its natural movements. And when we walk, simply knowing that we're walking. When we sit, simply knowing that we're sitting. When we move, simply knowing that we're moving. Reminding ourselves again and again of the ultimate reality and not letting ourselves get stressed about things. But on a deeper level, meditation is actually able to allow us to re-understand or understand in a new way the physical sensations which we experience. So when we experience what we would normally call pain, instead of seeing it as an uncomfortable or a suffering sensation, we simply remind ourselves that it's this phenomenon which we call pain. So as we say to ourselves, pain, 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 we come to realize that it's simply a sensation that arises and ceases. It's something that comes and goes. We come to see that it's no different from a happy feeling. It's just one other sensation that arises and ceases. And as we start to realize that, the pain, the unpleasantness, the sharpness of the sensation disappears. And all that's left is a sensation, a very neutral, not pleasant, not unpleasant a sensation. Pains in the back, pains in the head, pains all over the body. People who are dying, people who are in a very difficult situation are thus able to do away with otherwise unbearable situations and see them in a whole new light and be able to experience them simply for what they are. This, in a nutshell, is the third of the top 5 reasons why everyone should practice meditation. And this is number 3 in the set of videos, and please look for the number 2 reason in the near or distant future. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.